Hey guys, my name is Amber Fortner. I did my presentation on technology and education. Technology has always been around, from people carving writings into rocks to the development of computers and smartboards and iPads. Technology has always been implemented in education. It's taken various shapes throughout the years. In the colonial years, paddles with printed lessons, they were called hornbooks, were used to assist students in learning Bible verses. 200 years later, technology advanced to include a magic lantern, which was a primitive version of a slide projector, and it would project the images on glass plates. When World War I ended, around 8,000 lantern slides were circulating through the Chicago public school system. Those are really neat to see. I actually got to see one of those in person. The chalkboard came around in 1890, followed by the pencil in 1900. It's crazy to think that the pencil was just invented in 1900 when it's something that we use every single day. From 1930 to 1940, the overhead projector was introduced in 1930. In 1939, the first TV appeared in a classroom. These were used to give updates on world news at first. Then, as the years went by, TVs were used by the schools to convey messages about their schools to students. I know a lot of the rooms don't have TVs in them anymore. They use the smart boards to serve as this purpose as a TV. The ballpoint pen was invented in 1940, which gave students and teachers a different instrument to write with. 1950 to 1960, videotapes were invented in 1951. This created a new method of instruction. I'm sure it kept students more engaged because it was something different and new to them. The photocopier was invented in 1959. This was, I'm sure, an ease to teachers when they needed to make copies instead of handwriting things, and also typing up multiple things on a typewriter. In 1950, headphones began to become popular in schools. They were often used for children to hear a story or to learn English as they listened to recordings. In 1960, whiteboards were invented to replace chalkboards. Chalkboards were still being used, but the whiteboard was preferred and still is to this day. This new invention took over schools, and also a bonus to this was that children who were allergic to chalk could finally be in the classroom without worrying about being around the chalk dust. 1970 to 1980, sound was added to film. The terms audiovisual education, audiovisual instruction, and audiovisual devices were used to represent the variety of media employed to help with instruction. In 1970, Texas Instruments invented the handheld calculator. This helps lead the new path and better calculators that we rely on today. In 1973, IBM printer was created. This assisted educators in printing more vivid, clearer documents. In 1976, Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, of course, and his partner created the first Apple I computer, and it was huge and ugly, so much different than today's Apple computers. 1980 to 1995, in 88, laptops were introduced. The screen was so small and there weren't too many gadgets to use. Even though it didn't offer much, teachers began to utilize them for themselves and their students. And there's a picture right there of how different that looks. In 1990, CD-ROMs were predominantly used for storage. They're still used today. It offered more room and they were cheaper to produce. In 91, smartboards were introduced to classrooms. This invention allowed for the classrooms to become more interactive. Teachers could personalize a slide and have students come up to the board and work on the slide. This definitely would keep students more engaged. And I did not realize until I did this research that smartboards were invented in 1991, because I don't remember having them in a classroom until high school, and I graduated in 2009. So 2000 to present, in 2012, more than 1.5 million iPads are used in schools. iPads are very useful in the classroom. It allows students to play interactive learning games, research, and it's also a good tool for special education students who may be nonverbal as a communication device. Almost every classroom through the U.S. has student computer centers. Most high schools assign laptops to individuals to complete assignments at home, and I love this idea because it gives students an opportunity to access computers at home when they might not have the chance to or be able to afford it. And a lot of the computers come with like a built-in Wi-Fi type deal. Many state tests, progress monitoring, and other educational programs are done online. Advantages of technology in education. Technology unlocks educational boundaries. Technology supports virtual or online learning, so people who may not be able to attend classes can attend them virtually online and be like Zoomed or Skyped into the class. Technology also keeps students engaged. The use of computer-based instruction makes students feel in control of what they learn. They find it easy to learn with technology because computers are patient compared to humans. And what kid does not like to be on the computer? Technology supports differentiated learning. I agree with this highly. Teachers can use technology to cater for each and every student's needs in the classroom or outside of the classroom. The use of classroom assessment software and performance tracking programs can help teachers plan for each student based on their performance and learning capabilities. Technology has changed and improved in a multitude of ways since the colonial times. Technology benefits students' learning and also instructions for educators. My references, the end.